In an ever changing world, there are always new things to be learned. As technology advances and new roles are in demand each day, building on existing skills and learning new ones is necessary to keep up. You deserve all that comes with new opportunities, and you can do it. My name is Zakia Mackey, and I've built my career helping others build new skills, broaden their horizons, and learn new tips for success. In this course, I'll cover some Microsoft 365 products that will help in any tech based role. I'll also help you use existing products for maximum efficiency, share best practices and industry standards, as well as some pointers to optimize your workflow in the workplace. When you level up your workflow, you can change your career trajectory and become more successful. I want you to be able to use Microsoft 365 tools to stay organized, engage your audience, and collaborate with others more effectively. Let's get to it. Between new conversations, documents, and messages, if you leave your inbox unorganized, all the emails you receive can be difficult to sort through. In this lesson, I'm going to show you a few best practices for organizing your email inbox in Outlook so you can keep track of the flow of information as it comes in. One of the best ways to keep emails top of mind is to add flags. Flags are an easy way to label the importance of an email that you aren't going to take immediate action on. In this example, I'll flag the emails that are related to the event that I'm managing. So first, I'm going to start from the Microsoft 365 homepage and open Outlook. Here, I'm in my inbox. There are new unread messages as well as messages that I've already read. To set a flag, hover your cursor over the email message. Then select the flag icon in the top right corner of the message. The flag changes to red, and when the email message is open, a follow-up message appears in the header of the email. To remove the flag, select the flag icon. The follow-up flag changes to a checkmark. When the email is open, in the top header it states the date the flag was complete. Another way to keep emails organized is to use color categories. Color categories allow you to identify and group associated items in Outlook so you can quickly track and organize them. Before using a color category, you first need to create one. Select the email you wish to add to a category. Navigate to the ribbon, identify the Categorize icon, select the drop-down menu, and then New Category. Add a name for the category and select a color. I'll name mine Customer Event. Then select Save. This color category is now ready to use. Next, I'll right-click a message from the message list, select Categorize, and select the category I just created from the list. You can even assign a color category from the reading pane or an open message. The next inbox organizing tool I recommend using is AutoReply. AutoReply allows you to respond to emails when you're out of office or unavailable. To set up AutoReply, select the settings icon, then View All Outlook Settings, and then Automatic Replies. Turn on the Automatic Replies toggle, and then you can type your message in the message box. Type in your out-of-office message. I like to use something like, "Thank you for your email. I am out of the office. I will respond when I return." If you don't want your out-of-office message sent all the time, select Send Replies during a time period. Then choose the dates and times you'd like to set your automatic reply for. You can also select if you want Outlook to block your calendar for that time period, decline new invites, or cancel any meetings you might have during this period. You can format the text using the toolbar or cut and paste text you've already formatted, including hyperlinked text. When you're finished with the message and settings, select Save. Now Outlook is programmed to send the automated reply as a response to messages during your selected times. Sorting and organizing your email are key skills for keeping important communications and information easy to find. An organized inbox will keep you focused and allow you to spend your time on more important tasks. Try using these tools to bring order to your inbox this week and see how much time you can save. Whether you're working on a project or communicating with a new team, information and contacts can quickly become disorganized if you don't manage them. The good news is there's an easy way to automate your organization, keeping all related information together. In this lesson, I'm going to share techniques so that you can optimize and maintain your Outlook inbox more effectively. First, I want to show you how to create folders. Folders bring structure to your inbox and allow relevant information to be stored together. You can use folders to organize your emails, calendars, tasks, and reorganize messages. So first, I'll start on the Microsoft 365 homepage. I'm going to open my Outlook. Here I am in my inbox. In this example, I'm going to adjust my Outlook inbox by using folders to keep information about an upcoming event organized. To create a folder in Outlook, on the left side, under the Folders dropdown, select New Folder. Enter a name for the new folder that makes sense for what you'll be using it for. I'll call this folder Upcoming Event. So now I've created an easily accessible place where I can organize any messages related to this event. To move messages to a folder, select and drag the emails into the folder. To move more than one email, select the circle on the top left corner of the email. When you make these selections, an option menu on the right appears. Select the Move drop-down menu and select the folder that you want to move the emails to. Talk about efficiency. Next, I want to show you how to use contact lists to keep you organized. A contact list is a collection of email addresses you can use to send emails to a group of people. To create a contact list, I'll navigate to the People page using the toolbar on the left side. Then select Your Contact Lists under the Contacts dropdown. Next, select the plus next to Create a Contact List. Contact lists are created in the default Contacts folder and under All Contact Lists. If you want to save the contact list in a different folder, select the folder before you select New Contact List. Enter a name for the list. I'll call this one Customer Event Attendees. And then add your contacts information, names, email addresses, and any other important information, one row at a time, pressing Enter after each entry. Then I'll select Create. To adjust which people are included in your contact list, navigate to the People page and select Contact Lists. To adjust which people are included in your contact list, select Edit. From here, you can either enter more names or email addresses to add people or remove people by selecting the X next to their name or email address. Once you've made your edits, select Save. Now that a contact list is created, you can send emails to the full group without having to type each name individually. Creating folders helps you organize your inbox, but you can keep your inbox even more organized by setting up rules. Rules allow you to move and respond to email messages automatically. For example, if I wanted to move a message from one of my colleagues into the Upcoming Events folder, I can just right-click on one of those messages, select Advanced Actions, then Create Rule. I'll select More Options and a condition. In this case, for all messages from Lynn Robbins, I will select the drop-down for Select an Action and choose Move To. In the Select a Folder drop-down, select the folder I created for my event. To use the rule right away, select the Run Rule Now box. Then select Save. The message from my colleague now appears in that folder. By using these tools and putting rules in place, you can organize all your messages and contacts in your inbox quickly and efficiently. Try setting up some rules and lists and see how well you can streamline your email workflow. Have you ever wanted to create a to-do list or create reminders to help you accomplish your tasks on time? I know I need a tool to keep me on track. Using to-do lists in Outlook is a great way to stay on top of your communications and priorities. After this lesson, you'll be able to create your first to-do list and use it to accomplish your tasks. Microsoft To Do is integrated with Outlook on the web and includes Smart Lists. Smart Lists are filtered lists that make it easier to track tasks and organize your day. With To Do integration, you can quickly organize your tasks by adding them to My Day, marking them as important, or adding them to new lists that you create. I'll start from the Microsoft 365 homepage and then open Outlook. Building a to-do list in Outlook takes a few steps. The first thing to do is create tasks in My Day. Tasks are individual items on your to-do list. In this example, I'll build a task list for an event that I'm organizing. Start from the Outlook inbox. Select the My Day icon in the top ribbon, indicated by a calendar with a check. And then select Add a Task. Here you can enter the task. I'll type Order Round Tables and select Add. Your task is now added to the list. Next, navigate to the bottom of Tasks and select Manage All Tasks. Microsoft To Do opens a new window for you to edit your task. I'm going to select Tasks in the menu to the left, and then the new task, Order Round Tables. And a panel opens to the right. Here you can add a step, add a reminder, due date, repetition, category, or add a file. I'm going to set a reminder for later today and add a due date for tomorrow. When you've finished, navigate to your inbox by selecting the envelope icon at the bottom left of the screen. To see your task in To-Do List, select the My Day icon on the top ribbon, and it will appear in the task list with the reminder and the due date set. You can also convert an email into a task. You can do this by having My Day open, then selecting the email and dragging it to the tasks. You can right-click on the task to add the appropriate details. Now that you've made the task, when you're finished, select the X and the task list will close. By using to-do lists and reminders, you can stay up to date with communications and action items assigned to certain tasks and conversations. Using this skill will help you prioritize your work and manage time. Try it out by creating a task that you need to complete this week. With busy schedules, sometimes it's hard to find free time to meet with a group of people. What if there was an easy way to find open meeting times and invite attendees all in one step? Outlook is a powerful tool you can use to schedule meetings. After this lesson, you'll be able to use Outlook to schedule meetings and manage your attendees easily. I'll start from the Microsoft 365 homepage and open Outlook. From here, I'll open the calendar I'll be scheduling from. In this example, I'll look for a common time to meet with the speakers of an event that I'm organizing. Before I jump into actually scheduling meetings, I need to see where there are openings in their schedules. The Scheduling Assistant is a tool that checks the calendars of all potential event attendees for common openings at the same time. In the menu bar, select the New Event button. This opens the Scheduling Meeting page. I'll select Scheduling Assistant from the menu bar at the top. I can add the date and time that I would like to schedule my meeting. I'm going to schedule my meeting for March 11th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. To add people to the meeting, select Add Required Attendee or Optional Attendee. You can also add a meeting room from the same window. I'm going to add my attendees. This outlined bar represents the meeting time. You can check the legend at the bottom of the scheduling window to see what the colors in the bars mean. By default, you can only see free or busy information in the bars. You cannot see any other details unless an attendee shares their calendar with you. Just knowing if an attendee is free or busy gives you enough information to try and find a meeting time that doesn't conflict with everyone's schedule. If scheduling conflicts appear, you can move the meeting time by changing the start and end time up by the dates and times near the top of the scheduling window. After you find a time that works for everyone, you can send an update. Select Done in the top left corner of the Scheduling Assistant window. Add a title to your meeting and select Send. And now, each attendee gets a meeting request and the event appears on their calendars. It can be quite a juggling act to find a meeting time that works for everyone, but the Scheduling Assistant makes the search much simpler. Now you try. Use the Scheduling Assistant to schedule your next meeting. Have you ever taken detailed notes only to have to sift through them later in order to find that one thing you jotted down halfway through? What a pain. In this lesson, I'm going to share how you can use OneNote to help organize your notes. I'll start on the Microsoft 365 homepage. Select OneNote on the left side of the menu. In this example, I'll create a notebook for an event that I'm organizing by selecting New Notebook. Name your notebook. I'll name mine Customer Event. Then select Create. Each OneNote notebook contains sections, and each section contains pages, as you can see underneath the menu on the left side. To add content to a notebook, you need to add structure. First, with sections, and then pages, and then subpages within those sections. Since there are a lot of meetings happening for this event, I'll create a section by pressing Enter on this empty notebook page and call the section Agenda. Inside this new section, a blank page is automatically created. To keep each page of notes organized, I'll title this page Breakout Sessions. And now, the page Breakout Sessions inside the section Agenda in the Notebook Customer Event, I can finally start jotting down my thoughts. To add more pages to each section, navigate to the bottom and select Add Page and give it a title. I'll add 2 more pages, Group A, and Group B. To add more sections to the notebook, select Add Section at the bottom and give it a title. I'll add one more section and call it Planning. To rename a page or section, select it, then right-click it and choose Rename. Then enter the new name. I'll rename this Logistics. To add even more structure to your notes, you can turn your pages into subpages. For example, you can make Group A and Group B subpages of the whole breakout sessions page. To change a page to a subpage, right-click it and select Make Subpage. You'll see the title indent right under your main page, showing that it is now a subpage. To change the subpage back into a regular page, right-click on it and select Promote Subpage. Outside of the structural hierarchy, OneNote makes it easy to find what you're looking for with tags and search. Tags can be used to categorize and prioritize notes in your workbook. With tags, you can quickly return to notes, remind yourself about action items, or simply mark what's important. To apply a tag, navigate to the page you want to work on. Then, place your cursor at the beginning of the line of text that you want to tag. Next, go to Home in the top ribbon and select Tags. Choose the tag you want to apply, select it, and it appears next to the text. To remove a tag, right-click it and select Remove Tag. To search your notebook, go to the menu on the left and select the magnifying glass icon. In the search box, enter a keyword or phrase. As you're typing, OneNote begins returning results that match your search. Choose a result to retrieve that matching note. When you're done with the search, press the Escape key on your keyboard. Now that you've organized your notes, it's important to know where they're saved. Notes are automatically and continually saved in the cloud, your OneDrive. OneNote is a helpful tool for capturing and organizing notes. Try using tags and subpages in OneNote in your meetings this week and use the tools to keep your notes organized. Have you ever needed more than just words to capture ideas correctly? Having images or videos can be helpful to reference along with notes. In this lesson, I'll show you how to insert media and tables into OneNote to create an interactive notebook in OneNote. So first, I'll open OneNote to an existing notebook of mine, Customer Event. To add a picture, place the cursor where you want to add it. Select Insert from the top ribbon, then Picture, and select from Online. In the search bar, type the name of an image you are looking for and press Enter. Use the scroll bar on the right side of the window and select the picture that works best for you. Select Insert when finished. The picture will add and appear in your notes where you placed it. Let's say you want to reference another file in your notes. To attach a copy of a file to your notebook, you'll place the cursor where you want to link the file. Select Insert, then File. Then, Insert File Attachment. Select the file you want and then select Open. You can also insert videos from the internet into your notes. Find the video you want online, copy the video URL from the address bar, and then select where you want it on the page and paste it. You can select the link to play the video back on the original website, or select the play button on the embedded video and watch it right in your notes. When data needs to be stored and shared in a table, you can create one directly in your notebook. Adding tables in your notes can also be helpful in keeping groups of information together and sorted appropriately. To add a table to your notes, select Insert, then Table. Next, select how many rows and columns you need. The amount selected will be highlighted. When you work in a table, the table menu becomes available in the ribbon. You can also right-click on the table to have the menu appear. Select Table to further customize your table, like insert or delete rows or columns. Sometimes words just don't do enough. Adding files, videos, and tables helps to add dimension and further clarification to your notes. Try adding some pictures or a table to your notes to help you better explain and organize information. It can be overwhelming to be the only person taking notes during a meeting. By keeping your OneNote notebook in a shared location, you can let people collaborate during the meeting and easily share notes after the meeting ends. After this lesson, you'll be able to manage your notes and distribute them to the right people to keep your entire team up to date. So first, I'll open OneNote and open my notebook entitled Customer Event A. In this example, I'll share my notes with others on my team working on a customer event. To invite others to edit my notebook, navigate to the menu at the top left of the page and select File. Then select Share, then Share with People. Next, I'll enter the names or emails of the people I want to share the notebook with. I'll share it with Joni and Isaiah. Then select Send. If you need to stop sharing a notebook with someone, navigate back to Share with People and select the person's name or icon at the bottom of the Send link window. A Manage Access window pops up. You can select Stop Sharing so that they no longer have access to the notebook. Click the X in the top right corner of the Manage Access window to close it. I can also share a notebook with a link. I want anyone who receives the shared link to be able to access the content, so I'll navigate to the menu at the top left of the page and select File, then Share, and Share with People. In the Link Settings, select Anyone with Link. Then select Apply, and a link to share the notebook is generated. The recipients won't need a Microsoft account and can access the content without having to enter a passcode or sign in. Keep in mind that the link can be forwarded, and anyone who receives the link will be able to access the notebook. To restrict access, select the share icon on the top right side. Then Manage Access. When the Manage Access window appears, select the three dots next to Copy. You can change the sharing permissions so there is an expiration date to access. If you want to secure the content and get a link that only works for the people you invite, navigate back to Share with People. Select Anyone with the link can edit. And in Link Settings, select Specific People. Enter the names or emails of the people you want to share with. Then select Apply. The recipients will then need to verify their identity before they can view the content. Sharing and collaborating on notes is a great way to keep everyone plugged into important things during and after a meeting. Try collaborating with people in OneNote for your next meeting. In the workplace, a disorganized presentation with unclear messaging can cause confusion. Creating presentations that are easily understood by your stakeholders is imperative to communicate your message. In this lesson, I'll show you how to build a presentation in PowerPoint and use formatting tools and design elements to help make your key data points clear. First, open PowerPoint. Download the sample presentation in your exercise files to follow along. It's called Customer Event Example Draft. In this example, I'm building a presentation for a customer event. The first thing I want to do is select a theme for my presentation. So I'll select Design at the top ribbon. Here, I'm given options for various themes. I can open the drop-down menu to see more options. I'm going to select this one called Office Theme. And you can see that the theme applies to all of the slides in my presentation. If I hover to the right of the theme options, I see different variants offered for the current theme. Selecting the drop-down menu allows you to see more options. I'll select Variant 4. In Design, you can also insert a background image. I'll select the Background drop-down menu, where I can see the options for Solid Fill or Picture. I'll select Solid Fill and choose a color. I can also apply the current slide background to all slides at once. I want all my slides to have the same look, so I'm going to select Apply to All. I can also use the designer indicated by the paintbrush. The designer suggests professional designs and eye-catching visuals to support the presentation content. I can use this by adding new text or pictures to a new slide and review layouts suggested by designer. Now that all my slides have the same format, I'm going to organize them into sections. To add sections to the presentation, I'll select View from the top ribbon. Then select Slide Sorter. Next, I'll select the first slide in the new section that I want to create. I'll right-click it, and in the drop-down menu, choose Add Section. I'll give this section a name, Introduction, and press Enter. If I want to rename or remove a section, I'll right-click the section name and choose Rename or Remove from the drop-down menu. I can also drag slides to rearrange the order of the presentation. Once done, I can return to the original view by selecting Normal in the menu below the top ribbon. Slide numbers can help keep the presentation order organized. To add slide numbers to your presentation, go to the top ribbon and select Insert, then Footer. In the drop-down menu, select the slide number. A menu will appear on the right side of the screen. Here I can choose if the title slide should or shouldn't have a slide number. I'll select Don't Show on the title slide. Then select Apply All and close the menu. Check out the new slide numbers in the bottom right corner of each slide after the title slide. Formatting PowerPoint presentations will keep your PowerPoint organized and easy to understand. Give it a try and see how these tools can help your presentation shine. Without pictures, videos, and smart art, presentations can look pretty dull. In this lesson, you'll learn how to use tools in PowerPoint to convey key points and make your presentations pop. First, open PowerPoint. You can follow along with the sample presentation in your exercise files. It's called Customer Event Example Draft. In this example, I'll be using a presentation for a customer event I'm organizing. To add a picture to this slide of my presentation, I'll select Insert from the top ribbon, then Pictures. When I select Pictures, a drop-down menu will appear. I'll choose one of the options. This device allows you to choose a picture from your computer. OneDrive allows you to choose a picture from the cloud in your OneDrive. Stock images are images and icons stored in PowerPoint. Bing Pictures allow you to import pictures from the internet by searching for them. I'll add a picture from online by selecting Bing Pictures. Now, an online pictures window will appear. Here you can search for and choose which picture to add. There are many subcategories for you to search within. In the search bar, I'll type the word customer and enter. I can use the scroll arrows to search for the best option. I'll select the picture that I want and select Insert at the bottom. Now I can adjust the image. Say I want to change the size of the image. I'll right-click the picture, and an Editing Options menu will appear. This is where you can use the Format Picture tools to crop, change the picture position relative to the text, and see other formatting options. You can also change the size of the picture by selecting the white points at the corner to resize it. Adding an online video is another option to enhance your presentation. To add a video from online to your presentation, first select the slide where you want the video. Then go to Insert in the top ribbon and select Online Video. A window will appear where you can enter the address for the online video from YouTube, SlideShare, Vimeo, or Stream. Once you've entered the web address of your video, you'll see a preview. Select Insert at the bottom of the window. You can move the video by dragging it where you want it to be. If you want to change the size of the video, right-click the preview and an editing options menu will appear. You can also change the size of the video by selecting the white points at the corners to resize it. Another way to make your presentation pop is to add Smart Art graphics. To insert a Smart Art graphic, select the slide where you want the Smart Art graphic. Next, select Insert from the top ribbon, then Smart Art. On the drop-down menu, select your preferred layout. When the graphic is inserted on your slide, a text editor box appears on the left of the graphic. Each text bullet item in the editor corresponds to one item in the graphic. To add items, place your cursor next to the bullet in the text editor box and enter your text. You can add additional shape to your graphic by pressing Enter to add another bullet item in the text editor. You can delete shapes by deleting the bullet item that you want to remove. Now you're ready to add great visual touches to your slides. Try using pictures, videos, and Smart Art graphics to make your next presentation pop. Animations and transitions are key tools to make your presentations flow. In this lesson, I'll show you how to apply animations to different elements and set transitions between slides that support, not distract, the presentation. First, open PowerPoint. You can follow along with the sample presentation in your exercise files. It's called Customer Event Example A. In this example, I'll be using a presentation for a customer event I'm organizing. To add a transition to your slide, open the slide where you want a transition. The transition will begin on the preceding slide and conclude on the slide you select. Next, go to the Transitions tab in the top ribbon and find the effect that you want in the transition gallery. To see more options, select the drop-down menu. I'll select Morph. After you've chosen your transition, select the Options tab next to the Transition gallery to specify how the transition occurs. I'll select Objects. To set how fast the transition goes, enter a time in the duration box next to the Options tab. I'll enter 1 second. If you want all slides in the presentation to transition in the same way, select Apply to All. If you want to see the transition in action, select the slideshow icon in the lower right corner. To remove a transition, select None in the Transition gallery. Or select Apply to All if you want to get rid of all the transitions. If you want to remove only one transition, remember that a transition applies to a slide's entrance, not how it exits. So if you want to remove the exit effects for a slide, remove the transition from the slide after. Animations are another way to add interest to your presentation. To add an animation, select the object or text on the slide that you want to animate. Next, go to the Animations tab in the top ribbon. Open the Animations gallery and select the one you want. On the Animations tab, open the Effect Options list and select from the available options. Effect options are available for text or for choosing the direction or intensity of an animation. Not all animations have effect options. To preview the animation, on the Slideshow tab of the ribbon, select Play from the beginning. When in slideshow view, navigate through the slides to make an animation effect play. To remove an animation effect, select the animated object or text. Then, in the Animations tab in the top ribbon, open the Animations gallery and select None. Adding motion to your presentation through animation and transitions is a great skill to make your presentations pop. Try adding an animation and transition to your next presentation. Sometimes the best way to share information in a presentation is through data. In this lesson, I'll show you how to add Excel charts, create and format tables, and add flowcharts to your presentations. First, I'll show you how to add an Excel chart to a PowerPoint presentation. A chart is a tool that you can use to communicate data graphically. To start, I'll open Excel. Follow along by downloading the sample worksheet exercise file. It's called Example PowerPoint Data. So here in my Excel worksheet, I have a nicely formatted chart. I want to use it as is in my presentation, so I'll take the chart and insert it into my presentation. I'll right-click this chart and select Copy. Next, I'll open the presentation in PowerPoint. Follow along by downloading the sample PowerPoint exercise file. It's called Customer Event Example A. I will then right-click the slide where I want to display the chart and select Paste. I can then resize the chart to fit appropriately in the slide. You can also do this with a table you formatted in Excel. Now, you might not always have data in Excel ready to go. So next, I want to show you how to add and format a table right in PowerPoint. A table is used to manage and analyze a group of related data. To start, I'll select the slide where I want to add a table. I'll go to the top ribbon and select Insert, then Table. In the drop-down grid, I'll use the cursor to select the number of rows and columns that I need. And an empty table is added to the slide. From here, I can add text to the table by selecting a cell and typing directly in it. I can also change the formatting of the table by right-clicking on it and choosing from the editing options in the menu. If a table doesn't illustrate your data, perhaps a flowchart is a better visual to include in your presentation. A flowchart is a diagram that shows a process or workflow. To start, I'll add a blank slide. From here, I'll go to the Insert tab in the top ribbon, then select Smart Art. From the drop-down menu, in the Process section, I'll select a process flowchart. I like this one, Basic Chevron Process. After the flowchart is added to the slide, a text editor box appears to the left of the chart. I'll type the text for my chart in the text editor box and watch the text appear in the chart graphic. No matter what type of chart or table you add, displaying your data in an easy-to-read way makes for a compelling and consistent presentation. How about adding a table or chart to your next presentation to share your data? I'm sure you'll get a positive response. Creating and delivering presentations is an important skill to have in the workplace. When you create a presentation, you need to consider accessibility to ensure it has an inclusive delivery format. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to make your presentations more accessible and make sure no one is left out. Before I dive in, I want to review a few key terms. The Accessibility Checker allows you to review the accessibility of your presentation. It suggests how to address issues using alternative text with all visual elements. When you use the Accessibility Checker, you'll see an accessibility panel with 4 areas: errors, warnings, tips, and intelligent services. Errors are elements of your presentation that make it difficult for someone to use. Warnings include content that could be difficult for people with disabilities to understand, which could be related to contrast or format. Tips address accessibility issues which could be better presented or described. Intelligent Services uses alternative text to describe low vision images or graphics. And alternative text, or alt text for short, is descriptive text which conveys the meaning and context of a visual item in a digital setting. Alt text allows screen reader software to describe the images and other non text content that a user cannot see. Okay, now I want to show you these tools in action. To start, open the presentation in PowerPoint. Follow along by downloading the sample presentation in your exercise files. It's called Customer Event Example B. Go to the top ribbon and select Review. Then check Accessibility. The Accessibility panel appears on the right of the screen next to the slide. This presentation has errors and warnings. First, I'll select the error icon to see what the error is and how it can be addressed. The error states, missing alternative text. This means alt text needs to be added to the image. Select it, and PowerPoint takes you to the error on the presentation. Right-click the image and select alt text, and enter a short description. It's best to convey the content and purpose of the image with a short description, no more than 2 sentences long. I'll type handshake with people. I can also select the Generate a Description for Me button underneath the description box. I'll delete what I just typed and select Generate a Description for Me and watch the alt text appear beneath the image. Okay, the error is resolved, so I can close the alt text box and select Recheck in the Accessibility window. Select the Warnings button. The Accessibility checker tells me that there is hard to read text contrast. I'll select the drop-down and select this issue. The table has contrast issues, which means the colors are too similar. To fix this, select the table, navigate to the top ribbon, and select Table. From here, select Cell Shading and pick a color that has a deeper tone to differentiate the colors. I'll choose blue. I'll select Recheck again and see the warning is gone. When it comes time to deliver your presentation, it's important to consider those with hearing difficulties. Adding subtitles ensures that everyone can follow along with what is being said during the presentation. To add subtitles, go to the Slideshow tab on the top ribbon. Select Always Use Subtitles, and then the spoken and subtitle languages in the dropdown. You can also specify where the subtitles will appear and which microphone the app will use. Now when you're presenting, the microphone icon will be red to indicate that it is live and ready for you to speak. It will pick up your voice as you present, and the corresponding subtitles will appear. Calendars help people organize their schedules. Make sure to speak clearly and slowly so that your voice is picked up appropriately. If you want to turn off the subtitles during your presentation, select the Use Subtitles button, indicated by a monitor icon, on the toolbar in the lower left corner. Try using these accessibility features in your next presentation to help you share your ideas inclusively. Delivering a PowerPoint presentation is an exciting experience. You've put time into creating the presentation, and now it's time to share it with others. With speaker notes in PowerPoint, you can have access to key talking points and important information you're presenting. No memorization needed. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to add and use speaker notes and share your presentation with others. First, I'm going to open a PowerPoint presentation. Follow along by downloading the sample presentation in your exercise files. It's called Customer Event Example A. To create speaker notes in the presentation, I'll navigate to the top ribbon and select the View tab. Next, select the notes under the top ribbon beneath File. The Notes pane appears across the bottom portion of the PowerPoint window. With the cursor blinking and ready for me to begin typing, I'll input my speaker notes. If I don't need the notes to be visible, I can select the Notes tab again, and the Notes pane will disappear. If I'm presenting in PowerPoint online, I will only be able to see notes from the Notes pane. You can have them visible while editing and when printing, but not while presenting. Printed speaker notes are a good resource to have for yourself while presenting or if you need to share the presentation with notes. To print your slides with notes, navigate to the top ribbon and select File. Next, select Print. Then Print Note Pages. When printing your notes, each slide will have its own page with the appropriate notes underneath the slide. You can also print the presentation as handouts. To print handouts, I'll go to the top ribbon and select File, then Print Handouts. The printed page will print with 3 slides per page and lines for personal note-taking to the right of each slide. To share the presentation virtually, I'll navigate to the top ribbon and select File, then Share. Next, select Share with People. From here, I can enter the names or email addresses of the people I want to share with. To modify permissions, select the drop-down menu next to the pencil icon. I'll include a message to describe the presentation. And select Send. Alternatively, I can select Copy Link to create a link that I can copy to an email to share the presentation. Having your notes and knowing how to share your presentation sets you up for a smooth delivery of your information. Try sharing your slides and notes the next time you have a presentation. Depending on the audience and your familiarity with the content, creating a presentation can be a nerve-wracking experience. Is this the right info? Is that the right format to use? Thankfully, PowerPoint can take away some of these questions and make presentation creation a breeze. In this lesson, I'm going to share some best practices so that you can become a better presenter and deliver a clear message in every presentation you give. To start, I'm going to open a PowerPoint presentation. You can follow along with the sample presentation in your exercise files. It's called Customer Event Example A. First, consider what style and font to use. You want to make sure that your audience will be able to read from a distance. I recommend using a font style that is not too decorative in a size between 20 and 24 point. To adjust the font and style size, I'll navigate to the top ribbon and make sure Home is selected. From here, I'll highlight the text in the slide and select the font and size from the drop-down menu in the Home tab. Next, use bullet points and short sentences to share your information. A minimal amount of text on your slide is the way to go to keep your audience engaged. I recommend that each idea should fit on one line. To emphasize points and help tell a story, use pictures, graphics, charts, and graphs. Be sure to add labels to help your audience identify the purpose of the visual elements. It's also important to keep backgrounds subtle and uniform. Keeping your background colors subtle will help your audience focus on the points in the presentation. To edit your background, navigate to the Design tab and select Background. A solid fill is usually the least distracting. Next, Use themes to set a high contrast between the background color and the text color. To change your theme, open your existing PowerPoint presentation, navigate to Design in the top ribbon, and select a theme from the drop down menu. I also recommend that you use the Accessibility Checker. Navigate to the top ribbon, select Review, and then check Accessibility. PowerPoint will give you tips to address any errors that might make it hard for anyone to view. Next, use the Presenter Coach to practice your presentation delivery. To access the Presenter Coach, go to the Slideshow tab in the top ribbon and select Rehearse with Coach. When your presentation appears, you can practice your delivery by selecting Start Rehearsal. After you finish, the rehearsal report will give you information like your pace, pronunciation, pitch, and time spent to support you as you work to perfect your presentation skills and style. Next, use your notes. Don't just read the text on the slides word for word. Practice what you'll say about the key points so you don't get confused or miss any relevant information while you're presenting. To add notes to your presentation, navigate to the View tab in the top ribbon and select Notes. Now, go forth and practice your presentation. Having the skills to create great documents puts you on the path to great results. Adding structure and media to your documents can help bring clarity to your work and make it more organized. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to incorporate formatting techniques into your documents so they are easy to navigate and understand. I'll start from the Microsoft 365 homepage. In this example, I'm going to enhance an event itinerary with some photos and formatting. Follow along by downloading the sample Word document in your exercise files. It's called Customer Event Itinerary Example A. To add a picture to a document, I'll place my cursor where I want the image. Navigate to the top ribbon in Word and select Insert. Then Picture. Then I'll need to choose the source of the image from these options: This Device, OneDrive, Stock Images, and Bing Pictures. I need to find a picture, so I'm going to select Stock Images. When the Stock Images window appears, use the search bar to find the kind of picture you are looking for. I'll type Travel. Once I've found the photo, I'll select Insert. And it's added into the document where the cursor is placed. To resize the photo, select it and navigate to the top ribbon under Picture for formatting options. There are lots of editing options: photo size modifications, border additions, photo enhancements, and how text appears relative to the photo. I can also resize the photo manually by dragging the white dots on the sides and corners of the photo. Adding titles at the header or footer of your document can be helpful with keeping related topics organized and give your document a clear, easy to follow format. The header is located in the top margin of your document, and the footer is in the bottom margin. To add titles to the header or footer of your document, select Insert on the top ribbon in Word. Then select Header and Footer. From here, you can place the cursor in the header or footer of the page, which is distinguished by shading out the body text, and you're ready to type directly into each. I'm going to add my name to the header and format it to appear on every page by selecting Same Across Entire Document under the Options drop-down menu on the right. So after you add your text, you can choose how you want it formatted. I'll make my name bold by highlighting the text and selecting Bold in the menu that appears above my cursor. Next, I'll select the shaded text to return to the body of the document. Now all the pages of my document have the same header. To see this, go to View in the top ribbon and select Reading View. To exit out of Reading View, navigate to the top ribbon and select Edit Document. Then, Edit in the drop-down menu. I can also add page numbers to headers and footers. I'll navigate to the top ribbon and select Insert, and then select Page Numbers. This drop-down menu provides options for placement of the page numbers. I'll select Add Page Number to the center of the footer, and Word adds the appropriate page numbers to each page. To see this, go to View in the top ribbon and select Reading View. To exit out of Reading View, navigate to the top ribbon and select Edit Document. Then, Edit in the drop-down menu. And when I no longer need page numbers, I'll navigate to the top ribbon, select Insert, Page Numbers, then select Remove Page Numbers under the options. Next, a page break creates separation within a document and can be used to introduce a new idea or start new chapters or pages. To add a page break, place your cursor where you want one page to begin and the other to end. Next, navigate to Insert, and then select Page Break for the page break to appear. When printing the document, the break doesn't visually appear. To remove the page break, double-click the break you want to remove, and then press Delete on your keyboard. Adding pictures and formatting can significantly enhance the information shared in your document. Try formatting or adding pictures to liven up your next document. Adding data to your documents can make or break its usefulness. It can make your content more compelling, or just confuse your audience if it's not displayed accurately. Word makes sharing data in an organized manner an easy task. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create and edit tables to ensure every team member can easily review the data you present. To get started, I'll open my Word document from the Microsoft 365 homepage. Follow along by downloading the sample Word document in your exercise files. It's called Customer Event Itinerary Example B. In this example, I'll show you how to insert a table for organizing an event schedule into a Word document. Tables are useful to present and organize detailed information such as cost figures, a guest list of names, or inventory. To insert a basic table, start by placing your cursor where you want the table to be in your document. I'll start at the top of the document underneath Itinerary for Day of Event Details. Next, select Insert from the top ribbon, then select Table. And move the cursor over the grid until the number of cells in the rows and columns you need is highlighted. Select it, and the table will appear in your document. Now you can type directly into it. To adjust it and apply formatting, hover over your table and select the four-way directional arrows in the top left corner. You can choose to change the font of all the text in the table, apply any styles, incorporate cell shading, and add or remove columns or rows. More editing and formatting options can be found by navigating to the top ribbon and selecting Table. To highlight and organize your data, select Table Styles. You can also split cells, add borders, or even change the colors of the cells and table itself. This looks pretty good. But before I share this table, I want to make sure that it is inclusive and can be read out loud to people who use a screen reader or have different abilities. To check the accessibility of the table, first, I'll navigate all the way through the table using only the Tab key. If you can tab through the table cell by cell and row by row, a screen reader should have no trouble with it. You can also use the Accessibility Checker to get suggestions on how to make your document more accessible. Navigate to the top ribbon and select Review. Then select Check Accessibility. Word will open the Accessibility Checker on the right side of the screen with a list of errors and warnings, as well as a list of tips on how to fix each issue. When you choose an item from the inspection results, Word displays that part of the document. Below the inspection results, Word explains why and how to fix the issue you've selected. After you make all the necessary changes, your document will be more accessible to everyone. I encourage you to add a table and check for accessibility in the next document you create. Your data will appear more organized and easier to understand. Way to go! Referring to specific resources in a document can take up a lot of space. With footnotes, you can keep your references organized and easy to read. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to reference your content in Word with footnotes and adding a table of contents. Footnotes are used to explain, comment on, or provide references to something in a document. A table of contents helps you to locate specific information in a document. To get started, I'll open Word from the Microsoft 365 homepage. You can follow along with the sample Word document in your exercise files. It's called Customer Event Product Document. In this example, I'll be editing a product document from a customer event I'm organizing. First, I'll add footnotes. Footnotes are citations that appear at the footer or the bottom of the page. Once a footnote has been added, you'll have a small superscript number after the cited text, and the full citation on the page's footer. To insert a footnote, I'll place my cursor to the right of the text I want to cite. From here, I'll navigate to the top ribbon, select References, and then Insert Footnote. At this point, a window appears where I can specify the details of the original work I'm citing. I'll enter St. Clair Housen to be a mogul, Chapter 3, page 46, line 22. This is the first footnote I'm adding to the document, so the number 1 is in the box. Press the Escape button on your keyboard or select the body of the document to save and close the footnote. When I'm in Editing View, I can't see the citation at the bottom of the page, but the footnote will be there. If I select the number, I can edit the footnote details. To see how the footnote appears in your document, I need to be in Reading View. Navigate to the top ribbon, select View, then select Reading View. Now when I scroll through the document, I can see that the footnotes are at the bottom of the page. Now I'll select the Edit Document tab in the top ribbon, and then choose Edit. Word will send you back to Editing View where you can continue editing. If a footnote is not the citation method you want to use, consider an endnote, which adds the footer text to the end of the document instead of the bottom of the page. Navigate to the top ribbon, select References, and then Insert Endnote. Another way to keep your document organized is to add a table of contents. Before you create a table of contents, you need to select your text and apply a heading. Word uses the headings in your document to build an automatic table of contents that can be updated when you change the heading text, sequence, or level. Highlight the text you wish to apply a heading to, then navigate to the Home tab, and in the Style galleries, select the heading choice and the text automatically takes that heading form. If you have subheadings, select different text that you would like to have under the first heading and apply a different style to it. Now you're ready to create and add your table of contents. Now place your cursor where you want to insert the table of contents. I usually place it near the beginning of the document or after a title page. On the top ribbon, select References. Next, select Table of Contents. In the drop-down menu, choose Insert Table of Contents. If you make changes to your document that affect the table of contents, you can update it by selecting the table and selecting the Update box that appears to the left of the table of contents. Adding references as footnotes and creating a table of contents is a great way of elevating your documents. Try adding these reference forms to your next document. When you're working on an important document, receiving constructive feedback and suggestions from members of your team can be helpful. Reviewing documents can create an even better finished product. In this lesson, I'll show you how you and your team can work on documents together in Microsoft Word by making the most of the Review tab. To get started, I'll open Word from the Microsoft 365 homepage. You can follow along with the sample Word document in your exercise files. It's called Document Review. In this example, I'll be reviewing and editing a document drafted for an upcoming event. With Document Review open, I'll navigate to the top ribbon and select Review. This is a document I've shared with my colleagues, and they've made some edits. Before I jump into the collaborative tools, I'll start by taking advantage of the proofreading tools on the top left of the ribbon: Editor, Word Count, Check Accessibility, and Translate. Word Count displays the document's statistics: how many words, characters, and paragraphs there are. When I select Editor, the document stats is available in the sidebar and tells me all I need to know about my document. This can be helpful when creating documents that have specific parameters. When I check accessibility, the panel opens to the right side of the screen with a list of errors and warnings, as well as a list of tips on how to fix each issue. To translate my text to over 50 languages, I can use Translate on either a selection or the full document. Next, let's look at the collaborative tools. When multiple people are working in Word, Track Changes allows you to keep track of what's been changed in the document and gives you the opportunity to either accept or reject those changes. I'll select Track Changes at the top ribbon to enable it. Then, I'll choose either Track for Everyone or just Mine. For Everyone means that all those with access to the document will see the suggested edits that are made and who made them. If I only want the suggested edits to appear when I make changes, I'll select Just Mine. In this case, I want to track everyone's changes, so I'll select For Everyone. When final decisions are being made about the document, those suggested changes can either be accepted or rejected by selecting the underlying text, or by selecting Accept or Reject in the ribbon. When I want to stop suggesting and start making changes directly, I'll select Track Changes. And in the drop-down menu, I'll select Off. Review also allows for easy communication with comments. To add a comment, I'll select the location in the document, right-click, and in the drop-down menu, select New Comment. A text box appears to the right of the margin where I'll add my comment. and select Send when I'm finished. Select Show Comments, and the Comments panel will appear to the right of the document. I can reply in the box, or link to, resolve, or delete comments by selecting the three dots in the top right corner. Resolving the comment will gray out the box, but the comment will remain as a part of the document. In most cases, once the comment is addressed, I prefer to delete it. Being able to review and track the revisions of documents supports quick edits and collaborations. Try enabling these editing tools in your next document. Remember, not everyone gets it right the first time, so let Microsoft Word support your revision process. It can be frustrating when you're in a meeting and don't have access to the information you need. Microsoft Teams allows you to apply settings so you can have a fluid, productive meeting every time. In this lesson, I'll show you how to manage a team's settings and permissions. To get started, I'll open Teams from the Microsoft 365 homepage. Being the owner of the customer event team, I will use this example. To set general settings, select your profile picture at the top of the app. Select Manage Account, and the settings window will appear, where you can change app settings, notifications, or language. Close the settings window to save any changes. Next, let's look at the settings related to a specific team. In this example, I own a team related to a customer event I'm planning, so I can find the team's name and select the three dots for more options. Then, Manage Team. In the Settings tab, I can select or clear the options or permissions that I want to use. To change the team name, description, or privacy settings, I'll go to the team's name and select the three dots for more options. Then, Edit Team. I'll write a description for this team. I'll write, "This is for the communication about our upcoming customer event." When I'm finished, I'll select Done. If you're not a team owner, you are either a member or a guest. Members are the people in the team. They talk with other team members in conversation and can view, upload, and change files. Guests are people from outside of your organization that a team owner invites, such as partners or consultants who will have limited access. Guests have fewer capabilities than team members or team owners, but they can still participate in chat and create channels. That's all there is to it. Double check your team settings this week to make sure that everyone you work with has the correct access. Maybe now is a good time to change your profile picture to a great new selfie. Calls are a great tool for team meetings and quick chats. It's important to have the right settings just in case you miss a call. In this lesson, I'll show you how to manage your call settings on Teams. To get started, I'll open Teams from the Microsoft 365 homepage. Next to your profile picture near the top, select the three dots for more options. Then select Settings. Now, let's say you'll be out of the office and you want to forward your incoming calls. On the left menu, go to Calls, and under Call Answering Rules, choose Forward My Calls. And Teams will forward all calls directly to your voicemail. If you select Configure Voicemail under Voicemail, you will be able to record a greeting. You can also select how you would like Teams to handle calls when a caller goes to voicemail. They can record a message, choose to record a message or be transferred to someone else, end the call without playing your greeting, play the greeting and end the call, or just be transferred to someone else of your choosing. If you select transfer the call to someone else, you will need to designate a person for the call to be transferred to. I'll select Isaiah. When a caller calls you, the call will be transferred to the designated person. You can also specify the language for your greeting as well as customize a text-to-speech greeting option. This option allows you to have a written greeting and would replace your voicemail. Should you want to create a custom out-of-office text greeting, place your cursor below where it says your custom out-of-office greeting and write your out-of-office greeting. I'll write, "I'm out of the office. Feel free to send me an email." Below it, you can select when your out-of-office custom greeting will display. Select OK to save your changes. I encourage you to put the proper settings in place to manage your calls so that you can make sure all calls are answered according to your availability. Give it a try. Working with outside organizations is a part of collaboration, and it's important to make any partnership experience as seamless as possible. In Teams, guests can participate in meetings, chats, and work on documents. In this lesson, I'll show you how to invite external guests and manage the settings and permissions needed to work with them in Teams. To get started, I'll open Teams from the Microsoft 365 homepage. First, I'll select the team I want to add guests to. In that team, I'll select more options to the right of the name of that team. And then I'll select Add Member. Here, I'll enter my guests' email addresses. When I'm done selecting all the guests, select Add, and the guests will be sent an email invitation. A guest will have the label Guest attached to their name wherever it's displayed in Microsoft Teams. You can also check the top of any channel to see how many guests are in it by selecting the information icon in the top right. To close it, select the information icon again. To set specific guest access, select next to the team name for more options. From there, select Manage Team. In the Settings tab, select the Guest Permissions dropdown to select or clear options or permissions that you want to use. Well done! Now you're ready to add external guests and set specific permissions for them. You'll be collaborating in no time. There's lots of factors to consider when hosting a large meeting. How many people will attend? What tools guests need to have access to? How will the presenters deliver the information? Teams makes facilitating large meetings easy. In this lesson, I'll show you how to set settings for your large meetings. I'll start in Teams on the desktop. Please note that certain organizer features are only available in the desktop version. As the meeting organizer, it's important to check your meeting options before your meeting starts. First, go to your Teams calendar and select the upcoming meeting that you're the organizer for. Next to the Time Zone drop-down menu, select Meeting Options. Here, you can set Lobby, Present, Mic, Camera, Chat, and Reaction settings. First, you'll want to set your lobby settings by navigating to Who can bypass the lobby. The lobby is a waiting area for meeting attendees before a meeting starts. In the drop-down menu, you can select who will wait in the lobby or allow meeting attendees to bypass the lobby. I'm going to select people in my organization and guests. Next, you'll want to identify who can present in the meeting. On the right, you can select presenters by selecting Who can present and select from Everyone, People in my organization and guests, Specific people, or Only me. I'm going to select Everyone. When you select the attendees who will be presenting at the meeting, keep in mind that presenters can promote other attendees to the presenter role during the meeting. Now, not every attendee needs to interact and speak in large meetings. In those situations, you can disallow mics for the large group. In the meeting options, switch the Allow Mic for Attendees toggle to No. If someone needs to interact during the meeting, you can change their role later. In a large meeting, not every attendee needs to have their camera on either. In the meeting options, switch the Allow Camera for Attendees toggle to No. At appropriate times during the meeting, video can be permitted for an individual attendee or all attendees. When you're done making changes to all of these meeting settings, select Save and close the window. Now I want to show you how to change settings during the meeting. To start, I'll join the meeting. If you've started a meeting and you're waiting for attendees to arrive, you can select Show Participants, indicated by a people icon. Select their name and select Request to Join. They'll receive a notification similar to a regular Teams call asking them to join the meeting. You can also enter a person's name or phone number in the search box to add someone to the meeting who was not previously invited. Once the meeting has started, you can choose up to 7 people's video feeds to spotlight for everyone else. Spotlighting a video is like pinning it for everyone in the meeting. You can spotlight a video by identifying the person in the list whose video you want to highlight. Right-click on their name and select Spotlight for Everyone. When you're ready to end the spotlight, right-click again and choose Stop Spotlighting. To spotlight your own video, right-click on your name and select Spotlight for Everyone. Because after all, you too are a star. Preparing for a large meeting by setting your meeting settings ahead of time will ensure that you have all the functionality needed to have an efficient meeting and that you can make adjustments easily once the meeting has started. Try adjusting your settings before and during a meeting. The meeting was scheduled, the attendees have arrived, and now it's time to present. In this lesson, I'll show you how to present in Teams directly from PowerPoint, by sharing your screen or windows, and by requesting and taking control from another presenter. In this example, I want to share a presentation on the progress my team is making on a key customer event. First, I'll join a Teams meeting to show you how to present using the Present in Teams feature. From here, I'll open my presentation in PowerPoint. Select Present in the top right corner of PowerPoint. And in the drop-down menu, select Present in Teams. Your presentation will appear in Microsoft Teams for you and all your attendees. When you're done presenting, select Stop Presenting at the top of the Teams screen. Next, I'll show you how to share your screen in a Teams meeting. In my Teams meeting, I'll select the Share Content icon at the top right of the screen and then choose what I want to share. Screen lets you show everything on your screen. PowerPoint Live lets you share recently opened PowerPoint presentations. Window lets you share an open window like a specific app or document that you have open. I'll share a window and select my open Excel document. After you select what you want to share, a red border surrounds what you are sharing. To stop sharing, select the Stop Sharing icon indicated by an X in the Minimize Teams video in the lower right corner of your screen, or at the top of the screen where it says Stop Presenting. Sometimes during a meeting, you'll need another participant to share. Teams lets you give control to other participants. When you give control to another participant, you will both be in control of sharing, but you can take back control anytime. I'll share my Excel document again. To let someone else control while you're sharing your screen, go to the sharing toolbar at the top and select Give Control. Select the name of the attendee you want to give control to. And Teams sends a notification to that participant to let them know you're sharing control. Note, only users logged into Teams will be able to both request and give control. While you're sharing control, they can make selections, edits, and other modifications to the shared screen. To take back control, select Cancel Control at the top. If a participant wants to take control while another person is sharing, they'll select Request Control at the top of the window. The person sharing can then approve or deny your request. While they have control, they can make selections, edits, and other modifications to the shared screen. When you're done, select Cancel Control to stop sharing control. That's teamwork making the dream work. Using presenter mode can help you become a more engaging and integral part of your presentation instead of sharing screen or window content only. In the upper right corner of Teams, select Share Content to see presenter modes and other options. Under presenter mode, choose the mode that you want. Standout, where your live image is in front of the presentation. Side by side, where your live image is framed next to the presentation. Or Reporter, where your live image is over a background and the shared content is over your shoulder. In Reporter mode, your image appears bigger than the shared content. If you're ready to start your presentation, make sure your camera is on, select the presentation mode, and choose a screen or window on your device when prompted. There are lots of options for you to deliver engaging content in your presentations and meetings with Teams. Try using some of these features in your next large meeting. Large meetings can often be noisy and even chaotic. Creating a breakout room within a meeting is a great way to create space for focused work with smaller groups. In this lesson, I'll show you how to create and manage breakout rooms in your Teams meetings. In this example, I'll create and manage breakout rooms for a customer event my team is managing. Please note that the breakout rooms can only be managed from the Teams desktop app. To get started, I'll go to my Teams calendar and join a Teams meeting that I have created from the meeting invitation. Next, I'll select the breakout rooms icon on the top menu. Then, I'll choose the number of rooms I want to create. I can create up to 50 rooms per meeting. 2 is enough for this meeting. From here, I need to assign attendees to rooms by adding participants. I can have Teams evenly assign people to rooms automatically, or I can assign people to rooms myself manually. I'll select automatically, and Teams will add attendees to rooms as they join the meeting. Then select Create Rooms. The rooms are created but not open. With the breakout rooms set up, let's keep them organized and well managed by appointing breakout room managers, naming the breakout rooms, setting a time limit for breakout room sessions, and closing them. To appoint a breakout room manager, select Room Settings and switch the Assign Presenters to Manage Rooms toggle on. Next, select Search for Presenters and choose who you want to be breakout room managers. To keep your meetings on schedule, you can use time limits that automatically close breakout rooms after the required length. Turn the Set a Time Limit toggle on and choose the session length. Once you've finished, select the back button next to the Settings heading to save your changes. If you have multiple breakout rooms at once, you can keep them organized by renaming them. To rename a breakout room, select More options next to the breakout room that you would like to rename. When the drop-down menu appears, select Rename. I'll name this room Group A. Then select Rename. And this second one, Group B. Make sure to open the breakout rooms after the attendees have been added. At the end of small group time in your meeting, you can close out the breakout rooms. To close rooms individually, select More options. If you want to close all rooms at the same time, select Close. You will know the rooms have been successfully closed when their status changes to closed. Breakout rooms are great for creating spaces within existing meetings to give small groups time to meet before rejoining the larger group. See where you can add breakout rooms in your upcoming meetings. Have you ever had to send out a mass communication but wanted to customize sections of the message for each recipient? MailMerge allows you to send out individualized messages to many recipients. It can autofill names in the text using a data source like a list, spreadsheet, or database so recipients feel like it was addressed specifically to them. In this lesson, I'll walk you through what a mail merge is and why it's so valuable. Placeholders, known as merge fields, tell Microsoft Word where in the document to include information from the data source. You build the main document in Word, inserting merge fields for the personalized content you want to include. When the mail merge is complete, Word will generate a personalized version of the document for each entry in the data source. Using a mail merge can take time to set up, but saves time and energy in the long run. Mail merge is only available on the desktop application feature, not on the web version. It works in conjunction with Outlook and Excel for desktop as well. Consider updating your Microsoft 365 account to be one with access to the desktop applications, so you'll always have access to the Mail Merge feature. Mail Merge is a time-saving tool that will help you create mass communications with ease. Try it out. Need to send a mass communication? Mail merges are particularly valuable when you're sending an email to multiple people with individualized messages. In this lesson, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step process to send a mail merge using Word, Outlook, and spreadsheets in Excel. The process starts with the main document. You'll add recipients, add fields to the document so mail merge can individualize your email message, and then send. Please note that the mail merge feature is only available in the desktop version, and the step-by-step mail merge wizard only appears on a PC. You can follow along with the sample Word document in your exercise files. It's called Practice Mail Merge Document. In this example, I'm going to send a reminder email to attendees for a customer event. With the document open, go to the Mailings tab on the top ribbon of the screen and select Start Mail Merge. Then, in the drop-down menu, select Step-by-Step Mail Merge Wizard. This takes you through the steps of sending a mail merge one step at a time. Next, select the type of document you're working on, an email. Then select Next Starting Document. In the next step, the wizard lets you start from a template or an existing document. Select Use the current document, which is already open and ready. Select Next, select Recipients. You can use a list generated from Outlook, Excel, or generate a new list right in Word. For this example, I drafted a contact list in Excel. Follow along by downloading the list in the exercise file. It's called Email Contact List Example. Select Use an existing list. When you select this option, you also need to select which contacts to use, so select Browse. Navigate to your contact list and select Open. Confirm the table or sheet to use, select OK. Verify that the list was imported correctly, and select OK again. Then select Next, write your email message. Place your cursor where you want the information to go in the message, and select the information type in the wizard panel. For example, place your cursor where you want the greeting line to go, and select Greeting Line. In the Insert Greeting Line window, you can select the format of the greeting line, such as salutation, name format, and more. If the recipient's name in the list is missing, Word replaces it with a generic greeting. I'll change this to whom it may concern. In the preview box, you can use the arrows to go through the contacts to see how each greeting will appear. When you're done, select OK. And Word inserts the merge field, which appears as text between two arrows. Now you can add more merge fields or move on and select Next, preview your email messages. Word temporarily replaces the merge field with entries from the recipient list so you can preview how each email will look before it's sent. This is especially helpful if your email contains a lot of merge fields. Once you've reviewed how each email will look, select Next, complete the mail merge. You're almost ready to send out the mass email. Select Electronic Mail, add a subject line. I'll add Customer Appreciation Day. And select OK when you're ready to send them. You're all set. Once you have all the appropriate settings and fields in place, MailMerge can help you communicate quickly to large groups while still customizing each message. Try it the next time you have to send out mass communications. One of the most effective uses of MailMerge is creating labels for mass communication. It adds a nice touch of professionalism when mailings are addressed easily and properly. In this lesson, I'm going to show you ways to use Word and Excel to create a mail merge for generating your own labels. Please note that the mail merge feature is only available in the desktop version. To get started, I'll open a blank Microsoft Word document and select Mailings from the top ribbon. Next, select Start Mail Merge and then the Step-by-Step Mail Merge wizard. The Mail Merge wizard takes you through the process of creating labels step by step. When the Mail Merge panel opens on the right side of the screen, select Labels, then select Next Starting Document. Select Label Options, then look up the label vendor and product number for your physical labels and select OK. To view the label grid, go to the Layout tab on the top ribbon and select View Grid Lines. Then move on to the next step by selecting Next, select Recipients. Follow along by downloading the list in the exercise file. It's called Example Contact List. Select Browse to find your recipient list Excel document. Then select Open. In the next window, make sure the First Row of Data Contains Column Headers box is selected and select OK. This lets Word know that the first row does not contain mailing information for your labels. Now you can check your list, and when you're sure everything is correct, select OK. Select Next, arrange your labels when you're ready to move on. Add the appropriate address information by selecting Address block. And view how the addresses will appear in the Insert Address block window. You can preview each recipient by going through the arrows at the top of the box. If the data isn't going into the labels correctly, try editing the match fields to make sure the appropriate headings line up. For example, first name needs to align with the first name heading, and address one with the billing address, and so on and so forth. Once you've confirmed everything is correct, select OK. And update all labels, and then move on to the next step. Preview your labels. Finally, you're ready to complete the mail merge by selecting Next, Complete the Mail Merge. Now you're ready to print your labels. Select Print, and select if you want to print all or some of the labels, and then select OK. You can select OK again if all printer information is accurate and your labels will print out. Setting up labels takes a few steps, but once it's complete, you've set yourself up for success and all your labeling needs are addressed. Try creating labels or envelopes for your next mailing project. And now we've reached the end of this course, but it's not the end of your journey. There will always be new things to learn and new ways to build efficiency. I want to leave you with some resources that will help you along your way. First, I recommend that you check out the Microsoft community page and join the conversation. The Microsoft community is a great place to find quick tips and solutions to typical issues that you encounter. You can ask questions of the support team as well as speak to other users just like you. And lastly, explore the products and make mistakes. It's only through making mistakes that you can learn how to troubleshoot and solve problems on your own. I know that you have the ability and skill to achieve anything you set your mind to. Thanks for watching this course. I wish you the best as you learn new avenues for navigating your own success and building the career that you want and deserve. Good luck in all your future endeavors.